He still thinks he's invited. My aunt's voice cut through the sound of forks clinking and wine being poured. She didn't even lower it. Just smile through it, she added, glancing toward the hallway where I stood, coat still on. My uncle laughed. It's Christmas. We can pretend for one night. The others chuckled, like I was some pitiful ghost that accidentally walked into their curated joy. I stood there for a second, just long enough to absorb the words. Not long enough for anyone to notice I'd heard them. Then I smiled. The same hollow smile I'd been perfecting for years. The smile that said, "Sure, I'll pretend I didn't hear you." I walked into the kitchen and offered to help with the dishes. I carried plates, poured drinks, complimented the cranberry sauce like it didn't taste like plastic. I took photos for them. Perfect little candids they'd post later with captions like, "Family is everything." By 11:58 p.m., the house was winding down. Megan was passed out on the couch in reindeer pajamas. Aunt Linda was humming to herself while wrapping up leftovers. My uncle was on his third glass of whiskey, singing off-key to Mariah Carey. I went to the upstairs guest room, the one they didn't offer until everyone else had claimed their space, and pulled out my laptop, logged into the holiday account, the one I'd been quietly managing for 3 years, the one they assumed was still on autopay. Scheduled payments stared back at me. $1,200 for the toy drive, $250 to top up the electricity bill, $390 for the prepaid catering they all thought was a Christmas miracle, $170 to Aunt Linda's winter heating fund, all labeled with a smiling snowman icon and the nickname Holiday Hope Chest. At 11:59, I deleted each one by one, canceled the toy drive donation, removed the top-up from the electric company portal, revoked the catering charge. Then I sat back, closed the laptop, and whispered to no one in particular, "Merry Christmas." To understand how we got here, me, smiling while deleting their entire Christmas, you have to know how the Holiday Hope Chest even started. It was 3 years ago, the year Grandpa died. My family fell apart faster than I ever expected. Grief didn't unite us, it exposed us. Everyone was scrambling for control. Over the house, over his remaining savings, over who got to host Christmas that year. No one wanted to be the one to pay for Christmas, but they all wanted the credit. So I stepped in. I'd just landed a decent job in tech support. It wasn't glamorous, but the checks cleared. I offered to help set up a central account, something to make holiday planning easier. A way to streamline gift buying, donations, and utility help for the older relatives. They were thrilled, not because I offered to manage it, but because they thought I'd also fund it. And I did. That first year, I put in $2,500. Told them they could reimburse me later. "We'll split it after New Year's," they said. No one paid a cent, but everyone posted the pictures. Best Christmas ever, red heart. Family magic. The tradition lives on. They tagged me in the photos, but never in the bills. Next year, I didn't even ask. I funded it quietly, automatically. Aunt Linda texted me 2 days before Christmas Eve, "Just confirming dinner is sorted again this year. You're an angel," smiling face with haloed. I was already tired, already seeing the pattern. But the real crack came when I overheard a call between my mom and my cousin Megan last December. "She's lucky she doesn't have kids," my mom said. "No real responsibilities. She can afford to take on the holidays." Like it was nothing. Like I didn't work 60 hours a week and live in a shared apartment with noisy neighbors and a landlord who ignored every maintenance request. Like I wasn't maxing out a credit card to make their Christmas look perfect. Still, I said nothing. Because that's what I'd been taught. Keep the peace. Smile through it. Be useful. Be quiet. But this year broke me. It started with the group message I wasn't supposed to see. Aunt Linda was the one who screwed up. She meant to forward it. She replied instead, "He still thinks he's invited. Just smile through it." Uncle Tony responded, "It's Christmas. We can pretend for one night." Megan threw in a laughing emoji. Mom didn't say anything, but she was in the chat. And suddenly it hit me. They didn't see me as family. I was the planner, the purse, the unmarried, childless organizer who made their holidays easier so they could feel warm and festive without lifting a finger. They didn't invite me to Christmas out of love. They let me attend the event I paid for. I thought back to all the times I'd been left out of family planning chats, the private gift exchanges I was never included in, the way they always made sure I had the worst seat at the table. They tolerated me for my usefulness, not my presence, not my soul. And still I showed up. with pies, with chargers for phones, with extension cords and first aid kits and extra napkins and hot chocolate bombs shaped like reindeer. I played the role because something in me still wanted to be loved by people who only loved what I did for them. I stood in the kitchen and watched them laugh like nothing was broken. I watched Megan pull Mom aside to show her photos of her engagement ring, the one she never told me about. I watched my cousin's kid open the expensive Lego set I bought and hand it to his dad without even a thank you. I watched my aunt hand out candles wrapped in shiny cellophane and say, "We all chipped in for these," when I had paid for them. I smiled for every photo, helped with every dish, laughed when they mocked someone else behind their back, fully aware I was next. But I didn't break. I just waited. They lit the fire, but I stepped into the light that it's a quiet flick of the switch. When they were all asleep, bellies full, phones dead, wine glasses half drunk on countertops, I sat upstairs and logged in. They had no idea the holiday hope chest was connected to my personal email, that I had built every automation, that I could pull the plug on everything with one click. So I did. The toy drive? Canceled. Donation retracted. An auto message sent to the charity. Funds misallocated. Apologies. The top-up for Aunt Linda's heating? Gone. The electricity boost for the backup generator at Grandpa's old place? Disabled. The final catering invoice? Reversed. Their Christmas was built on a tower of borrowed kindness. And I was done lending. The fallout began before sunrise. At 6:31 a.m., my phone exploded with a call from Mom. I let it ring twice, then answered, not because I owed her anything, but because I was ready. "Why is everything shut down?" she shrieked, not even bothering to say good morning. I sipped my coffee, calmly, and replied, "Merry Christmas." Then I hung up. No explanation, no apology, no defense, just two words they had all weaponized over the years, thrown around like glitter over rot, and now thrown back like a lit match into a haystack. Within 20 minutes, my phone was a battlefield. 15 texts from Aunt Linda. The heating never kicked in this morning. Did the payment bounce? 4 missed calls from Uncle Tony, 1 voicemail. The damn catering didn't show. My parents are waiting on food. 3 WhatsApps from Megan. The toy drive said the donation was canceled. Did you do something? A Facebook tag from my cousin with a frowning emoji and a passive-aggressive caption. Some people really don't understand the meaning of family. Shame. I didn't reply, because I didn't have to. I'd already delivered the message. The decorations stayed up, but the holiday had collapsed, not because I sabotaged it, but because I stopped saving it. They had built their entire Christmas, their warmth, their generosity, their image, on my quiet, unpaid labor. My emotional restraint, my willingness to always show up, smile through it, and pay for the pieces. Now they had to look at what was left without the glue, and they hated it. At 9:17 a.m., Mom tried again. Her voice was tight, trembling, less fury now, more fear. "You embarrassed us," she said. "Everyone's talking. We look like fools." "No," I said. "You look like people without a backup plan, which is what you are." Christmas broke the moment you stopped seeing me as a person, not just a helper. "No," I said. "You did that the moment you decided I was only useful as long as I was invisible." She went quiet. Then, in a move so absurd it made me laugh, she said, "We trusted you." I nearly choked. "You trusted me?" I said. "You mean you depended on me, to stay quiet, to keep paying, to never set boundaries?" That wasn't trust. That was dependence without care. Then I added, calmly, "I'm not your holiday insurance policy anymore." And I hung up. Again. What followed was a digital smear campaign disguised as concern. By noon, Aunt Linda had posted a status update that read, "Sometimes the people you help the most are the ones who punish you the hardest. Prayers for healing this season." The comments filled fast. "Ugh, I know the feeling, crying face. Family can be the most toxic. You don't deserve that. Red heart, stay strong." I wasn't tagged, of course, but everyone knew. Because this family doesn't argue directly. They manipulate through narrative, perform victimhood like a play, and cast you as the villain before you've even read the script. Only this time, I wasn't in the audience. I was off stage, packing my suitcase. At 2 p.m., I left. Walked right out the front door while they were still reeling from their ruined, perfect day. No dramatic goodbye. No explanation. Just silence. And a note on the counter. "This was my last Christmas with you. Thank you for reminding me why." That night, I drove to the only place that had ever felt like home. The little cabin upstate my grandpa left behind. The one they all argued over but never actually visited. I had quietly taken over the deed the year after he died. Paid the taxes. Maintained the plumbing. Replaced the roof. They never noticed. Never asked. It was my place now. And for the first time, it was filled with peace. I poured a glass of wine, lit a fire, and opened the one gift I'd gotten for myself, wrapped in brown paper, with a handwritten label that said, "To me, from me, for everything you survive." Inside was a photo, not of them, not of me with them, but a print I'd had made of the cancellation confirmation emails. One line at the top read, "You have successfully removed all scheduled payments." Underneath, I'd written, "Freedom." I posted it to Instagram. Just the photo, with one caption. "My gift to myself this year. Peace." No tag. No explanation. No defense. Just truth. Unapologetic and clean. They saw it. I know they did. Mom unfollowed me an hour later. Megan sent a string of messages that started kind and spiraled into curses. I blocked her. Uncle Tony called twice, then left a voicemail about how I humiliated the family and shattered the tradition. I listened to it once, then deleted it. Let me tell you something about freedom. It's not loud. It doesn't scream. It doesn't need to prove anything. It's the quiet you earn when you finally stop choosing chaos out of guilt. It's waking up without dread. It's not calculating if the money in your account is yours or borrowed empathy. It's not worrying about whether a smile will be enough to buy another year of conditional acceptance. It's choosing yourself, over and over, even on Christmas, especially on Christmas. The days after Christmas were eerily quiet. The group chat, the one I'd been quietly removed from months earlier, was filled with nothing but silence and memes that no longer made sense to me. My cousin Jamie posted a photo of her dog in a Santa hat. Megan posted a quote, "Sometimes the black sheep is just the one who sees through the wool." I almost laughed. She thought she was the black sheep. She had no idea what it cost to actually walk away. I stayed at the cabin through New Year's. The phone didn't ring. No one asked where I was. No one offered a truce. No olive branch. No apology. No last minute, "We didn't realize." Because they did realize. That's what scared them. I wasn't missing. I was done. On January 3rd, an unknown number called 3 times in a row. I picked up, expecting drama. Instead, it was Aunt Linda, voice trembling. "There's a problem with the accounts," she said. "The utilities. The heating fund. We didn't know you were the one paying it all." She tried to sound regretful, but it was panic. Her comfort had vanished, and so had her backup plan, me. "Everything's locked," she said. "Can you?" "No," I said. A long pause. "I sent you an email," she added. I didn't know how to apologize. "I don't read emails from ghosts," I said flatly. And I hung up. That same day, I got a message from my sister Kaylee. Short, not dramatic. "I didn't know it was you all along. I'm sorry." Then, 5 minutes later, "Can I see you?" I hesitated, but curiosity won. We met at a coffee shop near the cabin. I expected defensiveness, excuses. Instead, Kaylee came in with no makeup, no agenda. Just eyes rimmed red and a phone full of screenshots. "I had no idea," she said, sliding the phone toward me. They were emails. Old ones. Forwarded by our mom to the family group. Making fun of me. Tearing apart everything I'd done. One email, dated last Christmas, read, "He's so proud of himself, thinking he's saving Christmas. Let him. He needs a purpose." Another said, "If he ever stops paying, we'll cut him off completely. But until then, milk it." Kaylee looked up at me. I wasn't in the main chat. They hid it from me. Megan leaked these last night when she thought I'd take her side. I didn't speak, because there were no words for betrayal like that. But Kaylee kept going. I told them I wanted no part of it. And they went nuclear. She showed me the replies. Mom calling her disloyal. Megan accusing her of taking the ATM's side. Dad writing, "Don't let his negativity influence you too." Then she did something I didn't expect. She opened her banking app. "I transferred $2,000 back to your account. I know it's not everything, but it's a start." I blinked. It was the first time, ever, anyone in the family voluntarily gave money back to me. She started crying. "You were the only one who ever showed up, and we treated you like furniture." "I'm not mad anymore," I said slowly. "I'm just free." Then, the moment that sealed it. She pulled out her phone, opened the family chat, and wrote, "I've seen the receipts. All of them. I'm done pretending. I stand with him. The replies came fast. Megan, unbelievable. You too. Mom, I always knew he'd poison you. Uncle Tony, let's not ruin this family over a few dollars. Then Kaylee replied with the words I never thought I'd hear from anyone in our family. He didn't ruin the family. You overlooked him until he learned to protect himself. I thought that would be the end. But it wasn't. Because a week later, I got a certified letter from my grandfather's lawyer. It contained a handwritten note, a deed, and a key. Apparently, Grandpa had created a secret second fund, a trust, and instructed his lawyer to deliver it 1 year after his death. Only one beneficiary. The fund contained nearly $40,000. But that wasn't the shocking part. The note read, I always knew they'd come for you, that they'd use your heart against you. So I built this. Not for them. For you. For the one who carries, who never asks, who always gets forgotten. This is not payment. This is freedom. Use it to vanish or build. Grandpa. I sat in silence, hands shaking. He knew. All along, he saw it. Saw me. When no one else did. I never cried at his funeral. But I cried now. Because someone had loved me enough to plan for my escape. By spring, I bought my own place. Not just a rental. My name on the deed. My furniture. My rules. I started therapy. Got a passport. Took a solo trip to Lisbon. No calls. No family threads. Just cobblestones, espresso, and the slow return of joy. In May, the family posted a GoFundMe for holiday restoration. They needed help. No one donated. Kaylee left the group chat for good. Megan started subtweeting about toxic siblings. Mom. She emailed once, a single sentence. We were just trying to keep things together. I never replied. Because now, I was together. More together than I'd ever been while holding up their broken system. That December, I spent Christmas at the second cabin, the one Grandpa had also left me. A rustic place in the woods, no Wi-Fi, just a fireplace and peace. Kaylee visited. We cooked. We laughed. We watched the snow fall in silence. At 11:58 p.m., I posted one photo, a shot of the fireplace and my worn hiking boots. The caption? This year's gift, the one thing they never gave me, and the only thing I ever needed. Peace. No tags. No shade. No family replies. Just quiet. The good kind. Because when you stop begging to be included, you realize you were never asking for love. You were asking to be tolerated less violently. And now? Now I don't ask. Now I choose. And I choose me. Every time. Every season. Every Christmas. It's been almost 2 years now. 2 Christmases without them. 2 birthdays where my phone stayed quiet. Not because no one remembered, but because they remembered too well. Silence is its own kind of weapon, after all. And for people like them, silence is both punishment and manipulation. We won't talk to you. Let's see how long you last without us. But the thing is, I did more than last. I lived. I rebuilt. I thrived. And I never looked back. I still get updates, of course. The family's never been good at keeping drama offline. Megan started a blog called The Reformed Daughter, where she writes about emotional resilience and healing from toxic siblings. One post is clearly about me. She calls me the cold one, who weaponized silence. She has no idea how loud her silence used to be when I was the one asking for help. Aunt Linda tried to throw a holiday revival dinner last year. Only 4 people showed up. Kaylee sent me photos. Dry turkey, half-decorated cookies, a single strand of lights dangling like a dying apology. Uncle Tony? He's bankrupt. Turns out, when you're not secretly siphoning from a holiday fund, life gets expensive. Mom still hasn't spoken to me. Not even after the fire. Yes, the fire. It happened last June. A freak electrical short at their house. No one was hurt, but the structure was destroyed. The insurance only covered half. And the family, for the first time in decades, had to figure out how to rebuild without leaning on me. Kaylee called me the day it happened. They're scrambling, she said. Megan called me crying. Mom's been asking around. Apparently, she told someone she regrets letting you go. Letting me go? I repeated, laughing, like I was on a leash. They're realizing now, Kaylee said gently. What they lost. They lost access, I said. They never really had me. This Christmas, I did something different. I wrote a letter. Not to them. To myself. I wrote it by hand, on real paper, with a pen I bought just for the occasion. It wasn't long. Just 3 paragraphs. But every word was a ribbon cut loose from a lifetime of guilt. Here's what I wrote. Dear me, /N, N. You are not selfish. You are sovereign. N. You are not broken. You were bent by people who benefited from your flexibility. N. You are not cruel. You are clear. N. You kept them warm while you froze. You gave when you had nothing left. You tried, over and over, to make yourself small so they'd feel big. N. And then one day, you stopped. You drew a line. You left. N. That was the bravest thing you've ever done. N. You are not the villain in their story. You are the author of your own. N. Never forget what peace cost. And never give it away for free again. I folded it, sealed it, and tucked it into the back of my favorite book. Then I poured a glass of wine, sat by the fire in the second cabin, the one Grandpa left me, and watched the snow fall like it had waited just for me. At 11:58 p.m., I posted one last photo. Not of the fire, not of a tree, just my feet on a wooden floor and a small card on the ground with one word. Kept. No caption, no explanation, just a statement of survival. Because I kept my peace, kept my boundaries, kept my soul intact, after years of being pulled in every direction by people who only clapped when I was useful. And this year, for the first time, I realized they didn't break me. They started the fire, but I chose not to burn with it. So if you're reading this, whoever you are, and wondering if it's okay to walk away from family, yes, if they confuse love with obligation, if your worth depends on what you provide, if your presence is only valued when it's convenient, you're allowed to go. You're allowed to stop performing. You're allowed to stop being their miracle. You're allowed to save yourself. And if they ever ask, why do you disappear? Just smile and say, I didn't disappear. I just came home to myself.